If you want to improve your skill in 2xKO, fighting games, or really anything, it's going to require targeted practice. You not only need to know what to train, but how to train it. Let's use working out as an example. Knowing what to train would be your muscle groups, like arms, back, legs, or your push and pull days. Knowing how to train would be understanding the mechanics behind all of the workouts you're doing, understanding the machines or the bodyweight fitness you're doing, and how to activate those muscle groups in order to grow. To bring it back to fighting games, your muscle groups are things like pressure, block string, okis, combos, your mix, etc. But knowing how to train these muscle groups and target them could feel a little bit confusing if you don't know where to start. Just like in the gym, having a mentor is the difference between night and day. Put this video into practice and I promise you will notice a massive improvement. The first muscle group is knowledge. We want to know the details of our moves. To start, you can go to the home tab and then move list to see all of your character's attacks. Next, go to display and turn on data display. This will display a box containing a lot of data below your health bar and below the enemy's health bar. It has a lot of useful information, like if the move is a low, mid, or overhead attack. We can also see how fast moves are and if they leave you plus or minus, which means it is your turn or the enemy's turn after they block. The first number in this frame field is how long the entire move takes from pressing the button to being actionable again. The second number is when the first hitbox comes out, and the number in parentheses is how plus or minus it is. Some people prefer the frame display, which can also be turned on here. This is cool because it visualizes the frame data on your attacks. First, it shows you how long your moves take to start up, which are the white blocks. Second is how long the hitbox is active for, which is the red blocks, and then the blue blocks are the recovery frames. Add all of these blocks up and we get the first number from the frame data display earlier. You can also go to display and turn on hitboxes and hurtboxes to visualize the size of your moves and your body. Now let's get to the fun stuff, combos, and this is an easy one. Simply hop into training and start pressing buttons to figure things out. If you want to know how to build combos and what resources you have available to you, then check out the playlist linked down below, which contains a lot of videos for starting out and improving your fundamentals. Here, the only settings we really need to worry about to build combos is setting the bot to not block, which is here in the bots tab, and setting the bot to air tech out, which is towards the bottom of the bots tab. This will make it so if you drop a combo, the bot will escape and it will teach you where the gaps are so you can try different moves to extend the combo. I would also go to the basic tab and set disable team cooldown to off. This way you can practice assists how they would be in a real match. Here in the basic tab, you can also set the health, the meter, and the break meter for yourself and the enemy. Next is block strings. To practice these at a base level, all you need to do is set the bot to block always here under the bots tab. Use this to just practice your strings and what can cancel into what. When you feel like you have a good string, we now want to find your true block strings. This means having a block string with no gaps. Set the bot to block first hit only. This isn't actually just the first hit, this will make them block any true block string until there is a gap, and then practice the same block string as before. If you notice that they get hit, then there was a gap. This is not inherently bad, as it could be used as a frame trap. Keep it in mind as a useful tool when you find a gap. There's a video for frame traps as well in the playlist mentioned previously. But at this time, we want to find true block strings. In tag games, it is very rare that a move is plus, meaning it is still your turn after the enemy blocks it. So practice using your normal moves, canceled into special moves, and then finally into an assist, which will maintain your turn. Then run up and go for a second one. Maybe this time use a different block string that goes into a different option for the enemy to defend against. Now we want to set the bot to do a move after the block string to see if they are able to punish you. Go to the reversals tab and set the after block setting to light. This is typically what your opponent will be pressing in the gaps to steal their turn back, but you can set this to anything and practice against it. Mixing the opponent is important as it's how you convert a block string into an opening, which converts into a combo. Now take the block string we used earlier, along with the move list that you learned in the beginning, and explore your high and low options. Let's say you play Alawi. You can go into your forward S2, which is an overhead, and the enemy has to block it standing, or your down S2, which is a low, so they have to block it crouching. Get used to using these and then call an assist to cover for you if they block it. This is the very basics of mix, but there is definitely a lot more to it. To practice this, go to the block position and block level under the bots tab. Set the bot to block only lows and then go for the overhead, or set them to block only highs and go for the low. Then you can set block settings to random to practice opening them up naturally and what you can do after it. Remember to call an assist just in case they block so you can be safe. Not all mix is highs and lows. If you play blitz, for example, example, then your mix is what is called a strike throw, which means you either hit them, which they have to block, or you grab them, which they cannot block. To practice strike throw, simply set the bot to block always and try to find points in your string where you can throw them. Remember, you cannot grab someone while they are in block stun and for a short time afterward, so you need to leave a small gap. Now do the same thing, but set the bot to do a reversal, just like before, so you know what it feels like when they try to mash out. The third class of big mix is a left-right. And before training this, you first need to understand that there is something called cross-up protection, where if you make the enemy block on one side and then true string into the other side, then the system will block for them. To set this up in training, set the block settings to first hit only. This way, if you hit them, you know there was a big enough gap. To make this even more tight, on a grounded cross-up, set the bot to reversal with a light attack, and with airborne, set the bot to reversal with a down heavy. Next is practicing your Oki. Oki is basically what you do after knocking down your opponent to try to open them up again. This involves several options. First, set the bot to not block. You want to hit them. Do your combo into a knockdown and then practice opening them up afterward. To practice different settings, go to the bots tab and set ground tech to roll forward or roll back, or do nothing, which just means they will stand up in place. Or you can set it to random and practice reacting. Next, do the same thing but set them to not ground tech at all and then set them to get up attack always. Now practice the same Oki situation and see if it loses to get up attack. If you find that get up attack beats your option, try to find something that in turn beats get up attack. Next, go to reversals after wake up and set the bot to parry and practice the same thing. It may beat your option, so try to find something that beats parry. Remember, they have to do a high parry or a low parry. So if they try to do a low parry, hit them with a mid or an overhead, and if they try to do a high parry, hit them with a low. In this same sense, you can also set them to wake up with an invincible ultimate, or with jumping, which beats grabs. Really anything. Get creative. Think of how you would defend against something and then set the bot to do that. You can also practice airborne Oki if your character likes to do that, like Yasuo. Here it's much the same, but since the enemy can't get up attack or parry in the air, all you have to worry about is going to bots near the bottom and set the air tech options to neutral, back, forward, or none. To make practicing Oki easier, do the combo and then at the very end, pause, go to the home tab, and capture the save state. Now reload the save state, and every time you reset position, it will put you right back in this situation. You can then change things in the training menu like air tech or ground tech options, and when you reset, you can practice against that. To practice against an opponent who blocks your Oki, set the bot to block first only, make them block a move, leave a small gap, and then hit them quickly before they can block again. Finish the combo into Oki, and now the bot will block everything you throw at it. Use this in conjunction with the bot position and block level settings under the bots tab like I spoke of earlier. So if you want to do a low with your Oki, set them to only block high and practice hitting that, and vice versa. Practicing defense is another important muscle group that can be done in training mode, but practicing against offense is a little more difficult because you have to be familiar with what the enemy is doing to you. That's because the only real way to do this in training mode is to use the recording functionality. Here you go to the recordings tab, select a recording, do the actions you want, and then go back and set it to playback either on a loop or only once. So let's say you want to practice parrying Yasuo held forward S1, which is his cross up. Hit record, do light, medium, heavy, held forward S1, then set it to playback. When you're comfortable, record a second scenario where he just does light into held forward S1, then a third scenario where you do light, medium into cross up. Now you have 3 recordings which training mode will choose randomly, so you can practice reacting to when Yasuo does the cross up in his block string. You can also do this with Oki situations. Record the combo with the enemy, into the meaty or whatever mix you're getting hit by after waking up, and then practice that. Remember to use recordings to practice which block strings are weak to retreating guard, push block, and parry. Next is anti-defensive options. As we've seen in previous sections, you can set the bot to parry after blocking, after waking up, etc. But you can also set them to retreating guard or push block here in the bots tab. Not only that, but you can choose when they retreating guard or push block by changing which move in a sequence they do it on and what frame after blocking that move. You can also set it to random so you can react and try to punish both. In that same sense, you can do this as well with break, which is closer to the bottom of the bots tab. Next is punish training. Let's say you have trouble with Darius S2 in neutral and you keep getting clipped. Set the bot to record him doing this and then practice staying outside the range and then punishing it when he whiffs. Watch out, as a lot of players will call assist here to cover their whiff, but it's good to know regardless. You can also get punishes from unsafe strings. This would be useful when their assist is on cooldown and they end in an unsafe move. To find these moves, use the data display from earlier and look at how plus or minus the enemy's move is. For example, if Warwick does his down forward heavy on block, he cannot cancel into a special move. We see it's minus 11, so we know that any move we have that is faster than 11 frames will punish it. Keep in mind, some moves moves leave the enemy further away, so you not only need to have a fast enough option, but also a far enough reaching option. Before moving on, don't forget to train your execution. Things like clean inputs, meaning individual button presses for each action, or confirming random hits into full combos. You can turn on input history display in the display tab to see if you're missing inputs or double tapping unnecessarily. If you are struggling with inputs or tight cancels, you can lower the game speed near the bottom of the basic tab to 25% until it feels comfortable, then ramp up to 50%, 75%, and finally full speed at 100%. Neutral is a really difficult muscle group to practice in training mode because neutral is all about navigating space and trying to get the hit while avoiding getting hit. So you could come to the bot setting at the top and set it to CPU. This way the CPU fights back and you can ramp up its level to maximum to get progressively harder and practice against that. However, the best practice for neutral is going to be from just playing the game against real people. Though my next video will be about the neutral game, so make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for that. A couple last useful tips. Take advantage of the reset positions. You can see exactly how to switch sides, go to the corner, and put your back to the corner by going to the home tab and hovering round reset. This will show you a legend to the right which displays which hotkeys reset to which positions. Underneath champs, you can set champ resources. For example, if you want to practice Braum with Unbreakable, then just set it here, or Blitzcrank Steam, Jinx Zap, Warwick Bloodlust, etc. Near the bottom of the pause menu is the Champ Select tab, where you can change characters and fuses. If you do want to go back to Champ Select, mainly for cosmetic reasons, if you want to change your skin or stage, then you can do that here in the home tab. Guys, do not be afraid or ashamed of training mode. The pros use training mode all the time. What makes them pros is not just execution and game sense, but also because they really understand their muscle groups and they know how to target and train their weak ones. If you have any questions that I did not cover the answer for here, or you're just having a hard time setting up the training bot, hop into my stream and ask. I will happily quit my game, go into training mode, and we'll lab it out together. I stream every day from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I would love to see you there. If you don't have the time, you're welcome to ask your question down below in the comments, on Twitter, or even better, on my Discord server. Link down below. We have a looking for help chat where you can ask any and all questions. Myself or someone else will happily help you out. Thanks again for watching, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll catch you later. Adios.